Well, as you can see, I'm doing something new here. I've got, where am I? Yeah, right up there. um, I've decided I'm going to start a series here. And basically what I'm doing is I'm writing a book in 5 minute or less videos. The question that I'm trying to address here is the question of what is it that I can do to make a difference in the world? This has to do with our theory of change. How does transformation happen? And what is it that we're doing when we're actually showing up in our lives in a way that makes the world a better place? We are grappling at these times with how can I have a meaningful life given the crises that are going on in terms of justice and the issues that put my life at risk in terms of pandemic. And so what am I going to do? How am I going to show up? So what I'm going to suggest here is that there's a kind of larger frame from which we can understand how it is we can be in our life, which is called, which I'm describing as the mandate to speak the helpful truth. It sounds really simple. Actually, it is really simple. It's just also really difficult. So we're going to take several weeks here to kind of go into the qualities here in some depth. But what I want to do today is just to kind of give the broad overview of where is it that we are going, right? One of the sources here is a thing called the Law of Three. It comes to us by way of George Gurdjieff, who was a teacher 100 years ago. And the Law of Three together with the Law of Seven are kind of the principal parts of his teaching that have really influenced me. We'll get into the Law of Seven later. The Law of Three essentially says that when something arises, it's because of the interplay of three different qualities, components. It's a set of forces come together, and when the three are held in tension, a fourth arises in a new dimension. So just as an example of this, a candle holds together. There is the wick that sort of gives a container to a flame that develops because we have fuel, heat, and oxygen. If we have fuel, heat, and oxygen, we will have fire. Fire is an emergent property. A candle creates the occasion for the fire. And once it gets started, it continues until the candle burns out or until you blow it out or something. It gets too cold, it doesn't have enough oxygen, or it doesn't have any more fuel. But if the three are held in tension, a fourth will arise in a new dimension. Fire is not in the same dimension as either the fuel or the heat or the oxygen. Okay? Another source for what we're looking for here in terms of speaking the helpful truth is Satyagraha, which is what Mahatma Gandhi, referred to. That was the title that he used for his teaching about nonviolence. A Satyagrahi was someone who was a part of his ashram and learning these disciplines of nonviolence. And Satyagraha comes from the term Satya, which is truth, that which is real. That's what undergirds everything. Agraha is acting in a kind of forceful way. I'm actually going to do something here that's, it's not aggressive, but it is assertive. And ahimsa, which is the fundamental Hindu notion of doing no harm. We're not going to do anything that's harmful here. So we're kind of pulling those three together into a more modern idiom where we're going to speak. That is, we're going to do agraha. We're going to do something that is helpful, ahimsa, and the truth, satya. So I'm going to teach you to be a satyagrahi here. All right? Now, when we do this, what happens is as we hold these three together, this new arising is this quality called love. Love as a verb, love as an action that actually creates what not only we each need, but also what the whole world needs. So that's kind of the larger picture of where it is that we're going here. In the next, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be posting kind of in the first of this series. And first thing we're going to look at is truth. How can we know what is in fact true? All right, hang on.